Hello everyone and welcome to another Camp Cretaceous video by Jeremy James Prutchick, and boy do we have an exciting one today. The full trailer for Season 3 recently premiered, and there is so much to talk about. One of the things I've always liked about Camp Cretaceous up to this point is that there's always something new to see each time. Nothing's been overdone or gotten boring or repetitive, and every season illustrates a different genre each time. Season 1 was more so focused on action, Season 2 was focused on adventure, and now Season 3 seems to be based on horror, and I'll talk about that more later on in the video. Like every season trailer before it, the Season 3 trailer had so many new things in it. New places, new adventures, and of course new dinosaurs. So today, I'm going to review the trailer for Season 3 of Camp Cretaceous, give my first thoughts, and see what we can find. So let's get started. The trailer begins with a shot of the campers on a raft in the open ocean. A raft! Right out of the gates, the campers already built a raft to leave Isla Nublar. Now this idea was hinted at the end of Season 2 when Darius says, quote, "We're done waiting for someone to rescue us. It's time we found our own way off the island." End quote. Now this idea has been put into action. It looks like they used some barrels for pontoons and lots of wood, and it seems pretty sturdy since they managed to sail out pretty far. In the next couple of shots, Darius says goodbye to Jurassic World. It's finally over. Or is it? Because of course, the water starts to get rougher and the raft starts to shake. To make matters worse, a massive tidal wave is approaching. This reminds me of a scene from the movie Castaway. The scene where Chuck tried to leave the island on a little rubber life raft, but it got flipped over by a tidal wave and then he had to swim all the way back to shore. And it looks like the campers in Camp Cretaceous are having about the same good luck as Chuck did, because their raft can't make it over the wave either, and it's right on top of them. They scream and brace for impact, and the screen cuts to black as we hear the wave crash. I think it's safe to assume that the raft was destroyed, and the campers swam back to shore on some broken parts of the raft, because after the studio logos appear, these next shots show some brachiosauruses, and then the campers trudging through the jungle. Darius tries to lighten the mood by saying, quote, "It wasn't a total disaster," end quote. He's likely referring to their failed escape attempt on the raft. Oddly enough, this doesn't seem to be the first time they've tried to escape, because as we see in this next shot, there's a chalk drawing of a burning helicopter and Brooklyn X's it out. Could that have been another attempt at rescue? Where did a helicopter come from? Maybe rescue did finally arrive, but it was attacked by pterosaurs or something. What is for sure is that the campers have tried everything they thought of to escape, but nothing worked. But Darius sounds confident that there is a fix, because every problem has a fix. Gotta love Darius for being so positive. Now these next couple of shots are where it starts to get really mysterious. Darius and Brooklyn are climbing down some sort of elevator shaft, and Sammy, Ben, and Yasmina are crawling through some vents. Where are they? Well, in this next shot, Darius and the campers open a very familiar set of doors. Could it be the original visitor center from Jurassic Park? Sure seems that way. I always thought at the back of my mind that somewhere down the line the visitor center would make some kind of appearance. I didn't know how it would be used, but now it looks like we're going to get it here. But based on what we see next, my guess is that they're in some kind of hotel, at least at this particular part in the trailer. Maybe not the hotel we saw in Jurassic World, but maybe an abandoned one from the original Jurassic Park. Definitely looks like a hotel or some kind of corporate housing. Long hallways with multiple doors throughout. Kenji makes a comment about how everyone knows this place is haunted. I'm guessing that people have been telling ghost stories over the years about the original park, and that's how people found out about the place being haunted. But wait a minute, what is that? A dinosaur? Yeah, it is a dinosaur. A new dinosaur. The Monolophosaurus. Camp Cretaceous just keeps on throwing all kinds of new dinosaurs at us, and I love that they do that. If you haven't seen the toy of this dinosaur already, you can tell it's a Monolophosaurus by the long rectangular head and the single crest on top of its head, hence its translated name, single-crested lizard. I'm guessing this one's a juvenile, because I actually stood next to a skeleton of a real Monolophosaurus in Niagara Falls, and it's a little bit bigger than the one seen in the trailer. But yes, there's a Monolophosaurus at the end of the hall and around the corner. And there's something else new that I want to mention. Kenji's growing a beard now. Actually, a lot of characters' hair is getting longer. But anyway, next we see Sammy and Brooklyn opening a door that leads to a dark staircase going down. Right away, I thought back to the scene in Jurassic Park where Ellie Sattler enters the maintenance shed. Of course, it's not the same place here, because there's another staircase going up to the right, and the maintenance shed didn't have that. But the way the light comes into the dark building when Sammy opens the door made me think about that scene in particular. But back to the trailer. Sammy and Brooklyn are walking down an underground tunnel and come across a busted down door with E750 written on it, along with claw marks. Looks like E750, the Scorpius Rex, was here. Now Brooklyn turns on a computer and finds a video log from Dr. Wu. Look at this guy, he looks so smug and full of himself here. In what seems to be a new video log file, Dr. Wu's in a different room and he's worried that E750 is extremely aggressive. Did he seriously not see that coming? Especially after that little speech he gave to Simon Masrani about, and I quote, the corresponding behavioral traits, end quote. Now the trailer gives us an official release date, on May 21st. That's right, just under a month away. We see some familiar shots from Season 2 of the E750 tank and the security feed outside the E750 room cutting out. But what stands out at this part is Brooklyn's voiceover, quote, if you thought the Indominus was bad, we can't wait any longer. We have to leave the island now, end quote. There is no doubt that this is building up to be a horror-based season. And think about this for a minute. Keep in mind that the Indoraptor didn't exist yet. Already there's something out there worse than the Indominus Rex? Then the video log shows Dr. Wu being attacked, but what I assume is E750, the Scorpius Rex. The camera filming the log falls down and the video cuts out. Whatever happens here, it's obvious that Dr. Wu survives because we saw him in Fallen Kingdom. Now we get one word, chaos. Darius, Kenji, and Yasmina are inside a vehicle and a dinosaur jumps on the hood. But not just any dinosaur, it's Blue, and she does not look happy as she tries to attack the campers. Probably because she's struggling to find food since she's alone and raptors hunt in packs, and she just so happened to cross paths with the campers at the wrong time. But finally, it looks like Blue's gonna have more screen time besides those quick little cameos here and there. Now there's something else kinda cool here. Look at Darius in the back seat during the attack. It looks like he's got some kind of makeshift blowtorch for defense. See, he's got what looks like propane and propane accessories. That's a pretty clever idea, I'll tell you what. Now Yasmina's running like hell. Looks like her ankle's all better now. Now as she's running, she's holding something in her hand. I'm not sure what it is yet. Maybe it's a tablet or something. Then she makes a long jump across a stream. I assume she makes it because in the next shot she hits the ground really hard but starts to slide back a bit. So she probably made it across but still hasn't picked herself up yet. Another word, brakes. Now we get a couple of extended shots of Brooklyn and Yasmina using the glider to escape a flock of pterosaurs, just like on the front cover of Camp Cretaceous Volume 3. And we get the same shot of a Dimorphodon trying to attack Sammy and Kenji. Nothing new here. And one more word, free. Chaos breaks free. We now see multiple shots of each of the campers and they are scared. Again, focusing on the horror genre. Something's coming and they're making a last stand. Here's a really cool part. Look at this shot of their fortress. They made an electric fence around their fortress, and it works. That is awesome. That's really clever. I hope they show us how they did it. But it doesn't look like it does much because the Scorpius Rex brushes up against it and it doesn't even flinch. It doesn't look like the campers have any big weapons to defend themselves. Those shovels and spears aren't going to cut it. We then hear a terrifying shrieking noise and the show's logo appears. To conclude the trailer, we get this awesome shot of the Scorpius Rex's eye. And there it is. That's the Season 3 trailer. So now I'm going to kind of summarize my thoughts on this trailer as a whole. I'm very excited for this new season, because like I said earlier, it looks like this season's going to focus a lot on horror. I think the fact that Camp Cretaceous had its rating changed from family viewing to teenagers and up tells us a lot. It tells us that they're not going to sugarcoat anything or play it safe. I have a very good feeling that this is going to be an intense season. And as for the Scorpius Rex, now that I've seen this trailer, I'm actually looking forward to seeing it now. Back then, I wasn't that impressed when I saw pictures of the Scorpius Rex toy. I felt that it was kinda ugly and unfinished. But even though we haven't seen the full reveal of the Scorpius Rex in the show yet, I think it's going to give us some really good scenes. I'm getting strong Indoraptor vibes from it, and I'm a big fan of the Indoraptor. I'm sure this season will more than deliver, just like the other seasons that came before it. We just gotta wait a little bit longer. Hang in there, guys. This concludes another video by Jeremy James Prutchick. What did you think of the Season 3 trailer? Did I miss anything worth mentioning? Talk about it in the comments. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more Jurassic content, check out my channel and subscribe. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.